and establishing relationships. The best way I can put this, or my interpretation of restorative justice, is treating people as people. When we do try to punish students in this case, most of the time it is not beneficial to anyone. It may give us temporary relief as an educator, but it will most likely be to the detriment of not only the victim involved in whatever situation has occurred, but also the offender, primarily the offender, considering that we are talking about consequential justices like restorative or punitive. So a few examples of this, good few, I guess, comparative examples that I have listed here are in regards to restorative versus punitive justice. So my first bullet point is people in relationships are harmed. And the opposite end of that for the punitive justice section would be school rules are broken. So I believe the wording is not only purposeful, but it's also meaningful and intentional when we say that, hey, if a student slips up, it's not just them simply breaking the rules. It is more so that they made a mistake. They may have not been in the best setting or harmed, and potentially it could have not only affected themselves, but it could have also affected their relationships with their peers or the community, or perhaps in this case, their educator, as I have taught them certain procedures and I do expect them to follow through. That is one of their responsibilities as a student and is one of my responsibilities as an educator to consistently and appropriately instruct that. So in this case, we're talking about how do we handle issues in the classroom. It is more so in regards to restoring those relationships and those expectations that were broken, and not so much the punitive side of things of just punishing because, hey, you broke a school rule, you're on timeout. Like I said, it's ultimately a detriment to all parties involved. The second example, justice identifies actions and respective responsibilities like we just discussed, expectations and us holding our students to them. And the flip side of that would be justice focuses on establishing guilt. So as I also just mentioned, students are just punished and it's a temporary relief, but doesn't really help anyone involved. It's not progressive towards growth or that student learning what their fault was. And last but not least, accountability. It's just understanding, hey, you messed up. This is how you were affected. This is how the people around you were affected. What can we do to fix that? Whereas accountability on the punitive justice scale would just be simple punishment. It could be a timeout, could be detention, could be referral, could be suspension. But will the students grow from that? Most likely not. All right. And I just wanted to briefly mention that I thoroughly enjoy the graphic images and all the art associated with social justice in education that kind of shows us all that it is a topic of discussion that is important, significant, and contemporary to our experiences as professional educators. So, a few examples of restorative justice. I hand selected all these quotes because I think they are excellent examples of how we approach these situations that we just discussed. And for example, first one, what role did you have in this situation? Asking students this when they are the offender kind of just gives them a bit more time to think about that question and realize, oh, well, how did I impact the people around me? How did I impact myself? And what role did I ultimately have in everything that just occurred? Another quote you can use with students, what is needed to resolve the situation completely? So I edited completely at the end there to remind teachers and also students, hey, this isn't just a singular you issue. These problems that occur in the classroom involve all of us. As I've told my students in classes before, you can consider our classroom almost like a family or a family environment. And just like your family's at home, will there be issues? Of course. No family's perfect, but we have to come up with a plan. We have to respect and follow that plan in regards to handling these situations because they will arise.